Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico. Greg Olson set to get this one started. Off we go on Sunday Night Football. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Buffalo offense set to go to work for the first time. They'll be led out by the young man in his second season in the NFL.
I always like studying quarterbacks in year two. I think rookie year, there can either be a lot of growth, right? There's the biggest ability to take that jump, but there's also some struggles you have to work through. In year two, a full offseason, really understanding the playbook. Things have kind of slowed down for you. I feel like year two is a really good indicator of what long-term success looks like for any young quarterback.
Allen gonna throw to get things going. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
I like the aggressiveness early in the game, right out of the gate. Make the defense realize we are going to challenge you downfield, and what that does is it opens everything else up. Now, you got to hit a couple of these, and don't be surprised if they go back to a deep shot here pretty quickly.
On second down, here's Allen. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. Give him 14 on that one. First down, Buffalo.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
Throwing now, Allen here on first down. And no chance to turn and go. That one's good for just a couple.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 41-yard line.
They face 2nd down and 7. Throwing again is Allen. That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete.
Seems like there was some miscommunication that time. They clearly weren't on the same page. That's something that they've got to get on the sideline and get corrected as soon as possible, because I think they just missed out on what could have been a big play.
Again, it's Allen to the air. Down the field, but it falls incomplete.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
A fair catch signaled and taken at about the 18-yard line. The Ravens offense taking the field for the first time. Leading this offense, their veteran quarterback.
And we all know how talented this guy is, Mike, right? From the physical sense, that's obvious. But what really separates him, and it really came through when we had a chance to talk to him this week, is really his ability to operate from the neck up. His processing speed, his decision-making. It seems like he's always one step ahead of the defense, and when he's on, he's proven to be really hard to beat.
They'll start out on the ground with Henry, and he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
From the gun, Jackson. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose, and it's going to force 3rd down.
And they got the look they were hoping for, one-on-one on the outside. He's just unable to hold on to it through contact, and I think that was a big opportunity missed.
On 3rd down, Jackson. He's got his tight end. That's Andrews. Down the sideline. Inside the 10. And he's going to take this all the way to the house. 77 yards. Touchdown, Baltimore. Using the tight end to get to the end zone. Greg, it's your old position. You're very familiar with that. That catch and carry. What an ability for your tight end to take it to the house.
Yeah, and this was never really the strength of my game, Mike, but we're seeing so many tight ends around the league who not only are great at securing the catch and making the tough ones, but it's their ability to extend the play after the catch that's separating them, just like we saw here.
The extra point try forthcoming. It's up and through. And the Ravens will take a 7-0 lead.
Bills nothing.
Out there is Tucker, and he'll kick this one away after the touchdown was scored. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Bills offense ready now for their second drive. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. And he's brought down after a gain of 3.
Tackled at the 25-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Second down, 8 yards to go. From the gun, it's Allen. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
Back in the day, Mike, you know how they decided who played offense and who played defense? The guys who caught the ball better played offense, and the guys who couldn't play defense. And now, that's obviously not the case anymore. But this is one of those that still gives defensive players a bad rap.
Valdez-Scantling on the move. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Allen. They get 10 yards on the hook up there. Good for a Bills first down.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. But they weren't able to do it before he gets to the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the first down anyway.
On the ground, here's the rookie from Southern Cal. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
Now here's a keeper on the zone read. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. A gain of 11 on that one. First down, Buffalo.
46-yard line.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
Going back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. Not much there. Maybe a yard.
His 48-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
From a couple of yards shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 8. So now they'll throw it with Allen. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 7.
Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. He's got his man. That's Coleman. business inside the 30-yard line.
That penalty is declined.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. In motion, Reed. To throw on 1st and 10, Allen. Into the hands of Valdez-Scantling. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
That's another
Give them 12 on that one. They are on the march. Another first down. Play action. It's Allen. That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up 2nd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop. Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
Trying to keep this drive moving, but it's 3rd and 8. From the gun, throw here for Allen. Thrown left side, the catch is made. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker.
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem, and that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
In motion, Reed. 4th down. Here's Allen. Touchdown, Bills.
When you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
Not going for 2. They'll kick the point after. He's got it. And the Bills will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense ready for their 2nd possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. It's a zone read, and Jackson's going to keep it. Probably should have given that one up. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You could see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
Man in motion is Smith. On play action, here's Jackson. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line. Remember, he had the touchdown on the opening drive, and here on drive 2, he gets a first down with that catch.
Every defense in the league, Mike, they stress the importance of defending the middle of the field. And in this case, that's just too much room to operate. They have to find a way to close and cloudy up those windows, make the quarterback throw the ball to the sidelines. When you allow him to operate in there, especially with that much space, we're going to make for a long day.
That's a gain of 11, and they'll move the chains with another first down.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground, and tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around, so continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage, mix in the runs with the pass, and if they can continue to generate these big explosive runs, I don't think they need to go away from it.
8 yards on the pickup brings up 2nd and 2 at the Bills' 42-yard line.
From the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2. They'll run the draw, and here's Henry. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on 3rd down.
They'll try and run for this with Henry. 15-yard pickup there. Good for a Raven first down.
There's a big conversation going on right now around the NFL about what is the true value of having a run game. And I've always thought it comes down to being good at 3 situations. Can you run the ball in the 4th quarter with a lead? How well can you run the ball on the goal line? And then in this case, how well can you run the ball in short yardage situations?
Reaching for it, the tight end couldn't bring it in. It's incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Jackson now on 2nd down. That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
When you air it out like that on these big shots downfield, they're not always high percentage plays. It takes a lot of things to line up timing-wise, location of the field, accuracy of the throw to result in those big plays, but I think they've got to continue to search for those and try to generate a little bit of a spark.
In motion comes Andrews. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
John Harbaugh will send out the field goal unit. Spotted at the 35, this a 45-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good. And the Ravens will break our tie and take a 10-7 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
So Tucker is back out after making the field goal. He'll kick this one away. Here comes a return from the 5. And he'll manage to get this back only to about the 20-yard line. The Bills offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. Tossed to bring down, and somehow he manages to get 4 yards out of that.
25-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Here's a 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, it's Allen. That one out in front of his big target. They cannot connect, and it falls incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
He'll get that one to Valdez-Scantling. It's been a busy first quarter for him so far. His third catch goes for a first down.
First down.
It just seems like whenever they need a big play on third down, you can almost guarantee that he's someone they're going to try to get the ball to, and certainly easy to see why. Clutch play by everyone involved and keeps the offense on the field.
The ball comes out.
The ball carried by the running back. A fumble on the play. Recovered by the Ravens.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to catch.
And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a replay, so they might be taking a look at this one.
Previous play is under review.
At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field?
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. In motion, Reed. So we are through one here on Sunday Night Primetime. 10-7 is the score. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. The Bills with it to start quarter number 2. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. As we are ready to get back underway. Look at him stay on his feet as he's able to shimmy his way for a gain of about 5.
43-yard line. It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. The tight end going in motion to the left. On 3rd down, it's Allen. And the defense can't come up and stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
And the Bills.
This play is actually really well defended here. But I'll tell you, Mike, as you know, my philosophy is the tight end is always open, and this just supports my case.
1st and 10. Here's a handoff out of the gun, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
We don't give these big guys enough credit, Mike, just how fast these defensive tackles really are. Here he uses his speed to break through, take the back down for a loss.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. From the gun, Josh Allen. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. And the Ravens have come up with the football.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step one. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay. So this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose. And are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field?
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. Converted twice on third down already on this drive. Now can they do it for a third time? Valdez-Scantling on the move. To the air on third down. Here's Allen. And that is incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
On comes the punter now. He'll punt for the second time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. And not the greatest of results here. This is going to hit in the field of play and continue out of bounds. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive with a solid start so far. Touchdown and a field goal on their first two possessions. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They send one of the tight ends in motion to the left. Jackson going to keep it himself. Oh, big hole left side. And he is gone. 75 yards. Touchdown, Baltimore. Greg, shades of college football, old school offense there. They run option, and they pick the right option. The quarterback keeps it for the touchdown.
And the key to defending an option play, Mike, is that every defender executes their specific job. In this case, the defender who was responsible for the quarterback, he completely loses sight of him, and it was all the space the quarterback needed to take it to the house.
Point after now from Tucker. He's got it, and the Ravens will get out in front 17-7.
17. Bills 7.
Out there is Tucker, and he'll kick this one away after the touchdown was scored. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Bills offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They find themselves down 17-7 as this drive starts 1st and 10. Start on the ground, and a good piece of running there. He'll get about 9 yards past the 35-yard line.
37-yard line.
The best
10 yards
offensive
on the
play
pickup.
callers in the
It's
NFL,
second
Mike,
and
do a great
inches.
job tying in their under-center run game, like we just saw here, with their under-center play action game. And the ability to make those two things look alike, man, it puts a lot of stress on the defense.
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. He'll take this for a couple, but the official signal, he has enough. First down.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on second down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the first down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
Right back to him on first down. Nice job finding the seam. Gain of about 9. Just a yard short of that first down.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
First down.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
And he'll wind up getting about 7 yards as he is forced out of bounds.
The best guys I've been around, Mike, they have a sense where they can see the ball, but they can feel the sideline. And that's kind of an innate sense that these guys have that allows them to concentrate and secure the catch and ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
Up the middle they go. He's got space inside the 25. And he'll finally be taken down at the Ravens' 6-yard line. Big-time play there for Buffalo. 31 yards.
Sometimes all it takes is that one key block to spring this back. He's just so good in open space. And, man, that was a heck of a run, and it sets up 1st and goal.
A run on 1st and goal. And nothing developed there. He'll get back to the 5, and that's all.
At the 5-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Second and goal. Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. And they get to him and finally bring him down. It will go down as a sack. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Line of scrimmage back at the 7 for 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Contact, but no flags. It's going to be 4th down.
We're starting to see a lot of this on 3rd down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these 3rd down conversions. So you know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball, and in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up 4th down.
His kick is good. And the Bills are back within a score. It's now 17-10.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line.
At their
The
own
Ravens offense
25-yard
and their
line.
quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense has to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in the first half that has really given them fits. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Putting one of their tight ends in motion left. Play action now. Jackson. His fullback releasing, and he's going to bring it in.
To number 44. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
From the 29, here's 2nd and 6. They bring a tight end in motion left. Play clock has expired. They're not going to get this one off on top.
Still 2nd down.
Second down. Jackson. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
Yeah, I think he got away with one there, Mike. I thought with the way the defender had him covered, I was actually surprised he didn't move off to his next progression. He threw that into some really tight coverage, and he's lucky that ball wasn't picked.
Jackson from the gun on 3rd down. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Ravens bring their punt team out as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. This will be returned from the other side of midfield. The Bills offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They'll start with great field position up at their 45. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
Every team has those vertical shots, Mike. They're on the call sheet, and they feel like they can get behind the defense. I think that was one of them, and just couldn't quite connect downfield because he had pretty good separation.
They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Open man is Reed. He's got it. They'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
They'll empty out the backfield and line up for 3rd and 3. Now they'll set up to throw. He's got the connection there to Valdez-Scantling. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
Bills, 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
In motion, Reed. They'll stick with him again. Ooh, something going on now. He was rocked right at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play.
You
Brings
want to
up
see
3rd down
linebackers
and
play
7.
downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. This one just too far for the receiver out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on 3rd down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on 4th down or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Bills are able to cut it to 4. 17 to 13.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 3. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense back onto the field for their next possession. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. In motion comes Andrews. Off the play fake, Jackson. That's over the middle to the tight end, Andrews. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. That's his 3rd catch of this first half and good enough for a 1st down.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
A 1st down throw for Jackson. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
Here's 2nd and 6. From the gun, Jackson. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. When that defender's bearing down, you really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
Pickup of 11 yards on that one. 1st down, Baltimore.
Baltimore, 1st down. A gain of 11 on the play. And
that's an important conversion, not only because it keeps their offense on the field, and now they can go down and see if they can steal some late points, but either way, worst case scenario, Mike, if you're the offense here, you want to possess the ball going into halftime. Don't give your opponent a chance to go down and score on you. So, big pickup there. Now we'll see if they can turn it into some points.
At the 45-yard line. 1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and
9. It is 2nd and 9. Now, faking the give. He'll complete that to his fullback. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
So I don't think his fullback was his primary option on that play, but a really nice job by the quarterback working quickly through his progression, getting the ball down to his big fullback, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Now the Ravens use their first timeout. It comes with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Third down and 3. On the give, here's Henry.
And that right there, Mike, is exactly what power run game on 3rd down is supposed to look like. The defense actually doesn't do a very bad job. They just can't wrap him up, and he's able to use that strength, shed that first tackle, and pick up the first down.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Here's the toss, right side to Henry. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their second as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in the opening half. Second down, they need 3. Now it's Jackson. There's a short one caught by Andrews. And he'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. The Ravens turn things over to their field goal unit. This one from 39 yards out. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. Halftime coming up, and we'll take you down to Scott Hansen for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Okay, Scott, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustments will pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense going to have the first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll send Flowers in motion. Jackson now to throw on first down. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
6 yards.
It's a gain there of 26 yards.
First down. A gain of 26 yards. First down, Baltimore.
Didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both underneath in the passing game and on the ground. So big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
Now Jackson on the move. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the Bills' 44-yard line.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 9. Jackson now. A throw behind his man, can't reel it back in. And that'll go down as an incompletion.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
On 3rd down, Jackson. He's got his tight end. That's Andrew. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. It's a big one for the Ravens. 36 yards.
Pretty easy to see why he continues to be a main focal point for this offense throughout the entire game. That play not only extends the drive, but now they find themselves in plus territory.
He will do it himself. He's in. Touchdown, Baltimore.
You can just see the comfort, Mike, that this offense continues to play with. The early momentum in the first half has carried here after the break, and you can see this group just slowly starting to pull away.
And I'm thinking, Greg, about the guys on the other side. You're waiting at halftime, that other offense waiting to get back on the field. What happens? They come right out, extend the lead, and now the task gets a lot tougher for this second half. Tucker for the point after. He's got it. And the Ravens will extend this third quarter lead.
27, Bills 13.
Out there is Tucker, and he'll kick this one away after the touchdown was scored. This is going to be taken in at the 3. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. The Bills offense and their running back set to go once more. Going nowhere. The defense all over that one. They'll bring him down for a big loss.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Allen now on 2nd down. That one incomplete. Good job, textbook there, separating the man from the ball. And it'll bring up third down.
14.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
3rd and long.
I got him, on me.
Here's Allen. That's into the hands of Diggs. The defense blows a chance to get off the field as the offense converts 3rd and 14.
At the 39-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Ooh, well, now you see it, now you don't. Good juke move there, and a gain of 6.
At this point, we're going to need 2 hands to count for how many yards he's averaged in this one, Mike, but unfortunately, it just hasn't been enough to overcome the deficit here at this stage of the game.
From the 46, here's 2nd and 3. Josh Allen on the bootleg. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
What an advantage it brings a defense when you have cornerbacks that are such willing tacklers. It just brings an extra element to the ability to defend the entire field, and this is a great example here why.
Now a 3rd and 2. From the gun, here is Allen. And that one's incomplete. They really ratcheted up the coverage there, and they force 4th down.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the 3rd quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
And he will have the 1st down. Needing to make something happen, trailing here in the 3rd quarter, they convert on 4th down.
A little bit of a risky decision for some, Mike, but frankly, I really like it. I think the days of being aggressive on 4th down, even on your side of the field, are here to stay. And while some people say this is over-aggressive, in this case, the aggressiveness paid off, and they're going to keep this drive alive.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
2nd and 3 at the 40-yard line.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 3. They go play action now. Here's Allen. Throw here down the field. Will fall. Incomplete.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike, and I would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
Allen on 3rd down. He's going to let this one go deep. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Well, here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a 3rd and very reasonable, incomplete on that 3rd down try. Now brings up 4th and short.
This is going to get out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The Ravens offense ready for this next possession. They'll begin inside their own 15-yard line, so a lot of real estate to cover. It's 1st and 10. Here's the give to Henry, running right. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it.
The best linebackers at this level, Mike, they have all the physical attributes. That's a given. But it's really their instincts. It's their ability to dissect and predetermine where the ball is going before the ball is even snapped. And you could see with how fast he met the back at the point of attack, he knew exactly what play was coming.
The defense not fighting. They stay at home and they tackle him for no gain.
You know, Mike, it's funny when you're facing these really elite defensive linemen, sometimes it's easier to make them the read guy rather than actually try to block them. Unfortunately, they're elite for a reason, and sometimes they're still able to make the play like we saw here.
He'll try to run for it.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
Ravens sending the punt team out there as he's on to punt for the second time. Now fair catch is taken back inside the 40. The Bills offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. From the gun, Josh Allen. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
Contrary to what all of the fans at home think, I don't have rooting interest in any of these games. But as you know, when it comes to tight ends, there's no bigger fan than this guy right here. I want to see them be able to connect, especially on those big plays downfield.
Throwing on 2nd down. It's Allen. That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
And that is incomplete. Contact occurred just as the ball was arriving. There are no flags. It's 4th down.
I understand it's 3rd down and the quarterback's trying to make a play, Mike, but if you're going to make a dangerous throw on 3rd down and you're going to force the ball into tight coverage, at least do it past the sticks. Try to pick up that 1st down and maintain possession. He tries to thread the needle. Ball falls incomplete and now brings up 4th down.
The Ravens offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now they're trying to keep it going. On 1st and 10, Jackson. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he's going to be marked down up around the 33. Closing in on 200 receiving yards for the game. He's been outstanding. That one good for a 1st down.
Now, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
There's that man again. Another catch.
To number 89. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 41-yard line.
From the 41, here's 2nd down and 2. They'll turn and hand this one off. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
Here's 3rd and 2. They'll let the fullback try to push the punt. He is tough to bring down. They finally do. Somehow he manages to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Man, even the big guy couldn't barrel ahead for just a couple yards and pick up that 1st. That's really impressive by that defensive front to not only hold up, but to force 4th down.
And now here comes the punt team. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Bills offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, How do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. To the air is Allen. They'll try to set up the screen here, and that'll be good for a gain of about 4 as he is forced out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the 24-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 6. Now Allen. They'll look to set up the screen here. Nice gain here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line. Good-looking screenplay there. A gain of 11 and a first down.
At the 35-yard line.
And this is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. When you look out there and you have a mismatch, you have a linebacker or a safety on your running back, he's expected to win, and that's exactly what he did here. I know it's easy from up in the booth, Mike, but I think that's one of those zone reads where the quarterback needs to pull it and keep it himself. The defense was clearly keyed on the running back. Not much room in there. No gain.
2nd and 10. Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
And that's another brutal drop for an offense that has struggled to catch the ball up to this point. And yes, you can nitpick about ball placement and whatnot, but listen, the reality is at this level, if it hits your hands, you have to find a way to come down with it.
In motion, Reed. On 3rd down, it's Allen. Through the middle of the field. He had their lone touchdown of the game earlier, and he comes through with the catch and a first down in this spot.
Good for a Bills first down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
So here's a play, Mike, that is clearly designed to attack the middle third of the field. So think it's roughly the space between the numbers. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And once he understood where his leverage was and he gets his head around, great job by the quarterback on time, delivering a strike.
And they'll take this down inside the 35. That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A first down.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks, so don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
Now a give up the middle, and not much there. Good defense, held to no gain. So, 3 quarters now in the books. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this. Third and inches. It's the quarterback with the sneak. And he's going to have a Bills first down. At least at first glance, they'll spot the football just beyond the marker, and they convert on 3rd and inches.
When done correctly, Mike, this is just such a high percentage call. It's kind of hard to choose another play off your call sheet. It's impossible to defend. You can know it's coming, stack the box, whatever you want to do. But most of the time, they'll just drive forward and pick up the first down.
That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the play. And it's 2nd down.
Brings up second and 10.
I feel like their
at the
quarterback, for the
20-yard
most
line.
part, has looked pretty solid. I mean, it's everybody else that seems to have let him down with the drop balls and the mistakes. That's really what's killing these drives.
He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's
That's
3rd
a gain
down.
of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
From the gun, it's Allen. That one incomplete. Coverage outstanding there. Able to jar the ball free in a big spot. And now it is 4th down.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on 3rd down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up 4th down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6? And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with 1st down. He'll start out on the ground with Henry. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down.
Brought down at the yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and
8. 2nd down, 8 to go from the 28. It's a zone read, and Jackson's going to keep it. Whoa! And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line. 18 yards on the pickup there. Good for a Raven 1st down.
So, Mike, at the core of a successful zone read play is that the quarterback understands which defender is he responsible for. That is the defender they're trying to put in a bind. In this case, he chooses the runner. The quarterback pulls the ball, and he's able to take off for a big gain.
They'll run it on 1st down with Henry. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4.
He was brought down by Chris Long. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 50-yard line.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and 5. Gonna go right back to Henry. He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down, or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
That's over the middle to the tight end, Andrews.
That's good for a Baltimore 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
At this point in the game, Mike, it really starts coming down to the number of possessions. So that's a huge 1st down conversion. Fresh set of downs. Now, the balance is stay aggressive and maintain the ball, but also start working this clock.
On the handoff, it's Henry. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Second down, Jackson. They'll try to hit him with a screen. On the move, past the 40. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. They get 21 on that one. First down, Baltimore.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the fourth quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. We don't want to risk an incompletion now. They convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. They'll run it with Henry. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
And the big man in the middle swallows him up right at the line of scrimmage. And I think the next time this offensive play caller decides to go to the ground game, Mike, I bet you he's going to find a different place along that defensive front to attack.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. A throw, left side, caught by Andrews.
As a play caller, those are the plays that just drive you crazy, Mike. You think you're going to pick up the first down, you get tackled just shy of the sticks, and now a little bit of a gamble here on 4th down.
The Ravens turn things over to their field goal unit. This just a little more than a chip shot. 32-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good. And the Ravens add on to their lead.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
So Tucker is back out after making the field goal. He'll kick this one away. This one taken at the 7. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. In motion, Reed. 1st and 10, and it's Allen. Rush comes, they're setting up the screen. He's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 26-yard line.
So, from the 26-yard line, here is 2nd and 8. In motion, Reed. To the air, on 2nd down, here's Allen. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
To the air, on 3rd down, here's Allen. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is 4th down.
And that's exactly how you teach it. They want these defenders to time the hit, that right when the ball gets there, you separate the receiver from the ball. And those are the ones on offense, man. You just have to make that catch, Mike. I know it's easier said than done, but you know the hit's coming. You've got to squeeze that thing, brace for impact, and make that play for your offense.
A big play there on 4th down. Good for an even 20.
46-yard line.
Some teams just have a stronger appetite for being willing to go for 4th down tries, even on their side of the field, Mike, and we're seeing it so much more often. The days of just punting the ball back and forth and saying, hey, we're going to play good defense. Remember, the better your defense, that doesn't mean you should punt. The better your defense, the more chances you should take on offense. Well, this is a great example of the old saying, Mike, you never go broke taking a profit, and give credit to this quarterback. I know it's not the big explosive play he was looking for, but getting the ball into the hands of his running back, allow him to pick up some extra yardage after the catch.
Oh, he couldn't set his feet, but he completes it anyway. And he'll be brought down after a short pickup, but that is enough for a 1st down.
I think they're going to have to be more creative here on the back end with the types of coverages they show this quarterback. Change the look pre-snap to post-snap. Mix in zone, mix in man. They got to make it more challenging on the quarterback going forward.
Throwing again. It's Allen. Into the hands of Valdez-Scantling. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. 18 yards on the catch and run will move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark, just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game early.
They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules, and the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop, and that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Allen going to throw again. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. And the Ravens have come up with the football. Any turnover down here hurts, Greg. These feel even worse because you have the reception. Looks like you're going to gain yardage. And then the fumble and the turnover, the defense takes the ball.
And they got exactly what they wanted out of the pass play, Mike. They're able to make the completion, but now as the ball carrier, you cannot be thinking, oh, I have to score, get it in the end zone. You still have to protect the ball. He doesn't. The ball gets knocked free, and the defense creates a huge turnover.
Jackson going to keep it himself. And he's going to have this one up near the 28th. The Bills going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the 1st down.
1st down. A gain of 19 yards. And a Raven 1st down.
He'll decide to keep this once more. And they'll knock him down just shy of the 40. Now a timeout, Buffalo. They're second. And they'll get a chance to catch their breath over on the sideline.
Baltimore 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. In motion comes Andrews. Here's Henry. And a strong first down run, a pickup of 9, setting up second and short. And third and final timeout taken by the defense, so the 2-minute warning, the only clock stoppage they have left. From the 48-yard line, here's second and a yard. They'll go again here with Henry, and he's going to be close to a first down. Looks like he'll have just enough to keep the chains moving.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. Second and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. Here's first and 10. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. Second and 11. They'll drop to throw. Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
Pretty evident that the defense is just giving no time of day to any run actions. They are playing pass all the way, and he can continue to give as many play-action fakes as he wants. It hasn't affected anybody, and in this case, it results in a sack.
Work to do following the sack. It is third and long. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. We're about ready now for the punt as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. That's taken at about the 14, and he'll get a few yards back here on the return before being forced out of bounds. So it is a win here for the visitors, the Ravens. They're able to get the job done in front of a hostile crowd as they come away with the victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say good night from Buffalo.